Very good afternoon, everybody online. This is Professor Hemant Trivedi, Dean of the School of Management, and along with me, I have Professor Raghavendra, who is the Vice Chancellor of the NorthCap University. And I also have a very eminent Professor, Dr. Nalini Deka, Head of our Department of Psychology. So we are on the verge of the beginning of the slide show for the presentation on the webinar. So our topic has been a journey of learning from classroom to corporate, and we have decided, all three of us, to give you inputs on a variety of things. And as a part of that, I will now request Professor Raghavendra to start his presentation, sir.
Thank you, Professor Trivedi. Welcome to this seminar arranged by Collegedunia and the NorthCap University. A journey of learning from classroom to corporate. Very relevant topic in the sense that your journey of learning has already been started long back. I think each one of you might have more than a decade of learning experience. Now, while having this experience, it is the time that you will be introduced to corporate in this phase of your learning. That is how we have come up with this particular topic, learning from classroom to corporate. Corporate in the sense, it is not only corporate. If you choose a career, it is corporate. Otherwise, it is a real world. What is real world? Real world is a VUCA world. Volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. These are all the things that define your real world. So real world needs people to take challenges, and they need the people who can take up the challenges in unprecedented times, like what has happened now. The COVID-19 has actually disrupted everything, and each walk of life, everybody is getting the impact of this particular unprecedented times. So in this, we need someone who can take this challenge, and we need creators, we need counselors, we need thinkers, and I am sure that this particular school of our NorthCap University, the School of Management, it has got programs that can create these types of people, not only professionals, but they can think, they can create, they can articulate, and they can face the challenges. So this is about the real world and the corporate. Now let us come. What is that? What you need to become a real thinker and to have creativity, you require certain amount of skill sets. These skill sets, you might have learned something during your journey so far, but this is the finishing. I can say you are in the finishing stage of your career, and you require the finishing skill sets for all these things. So what are that? You need somebody who can actually facilitate and make you a finished product for the challenges of the society. This is how the higher education chips in and trying to give you this particular focus. Now, what are the required skills? What happens when you are on the journey to a corporate or the real world? The challenges are many. You can't define a challenge. You might have learned in your classroom the skill sets like ABC, but while exposed to challenges, you have to learn not only ABC, but you may require a PQR or XYZ. And the person who wish to give you a career, or if you wish to enter into entrepreneurship, you may have to face not only ABC, PQR, and XYZ. Somewhere here, there is a gap. This gap is to be bridged by a facilitator, and this higher education or the university education the objective is to give you these particular skill sets. Now, these skill sets are very important, and how to fill this gap. See, you are in the classroom. Yes, you learn about the concepts, you learn about the principles of any course. Okay, this is the course, this is the principle. Now, in the co-curricular activities, you are supposed to apply these skill sets, the concepts and principles, and see that some creativity is there, and you will provide some good creativity in your co-curricular activities. Now, coming to the extracurricular activities, where you learn not only the classroom and the related activities, but you have to make yourself physically and mentally and emotionally fit. That brings you the holistic development, and the university is expected to cater all these three types of things, that is co-curricular, curricular and extracurricular activities, and then you will become a holistic developed individual who can take care of the society, or who are the leaders, and then they can take care of any unprecedented things that can happen in the society. This is how the higher education matters most, because it is the finishing one. Then what are the required skill set? How you will achieve it? The first thing is you have to understand the concept, maybe in the classroom or outside the classroom. Then you have to remember. I think please change the slide. Slide. Yes. So you have to understand the concept in the classroom and then try to remember them. Maybe you have to apply while doing certain activities of co-curricular nature, then analyze and evaluate, and then become a fit individual, so that you will be developed holistically. This is the progression of the journey. For this, you need a facilitator. And I can surely say the NorthCap University has got that capability to facilitate all these three things: the curricular activities, co-curricular activities, and also the extracurricular activities. The curricular activities, not only the classroom one, but also the aligned activities, curricular, and you have many more platforms, so that you can integrate this platform and then achieve a holistic growth. In case of NorthCap University, it is a 24 years academic university with an academic excellence, and founded in 1996. It is a UGC approved university, and it is the number one private university in Haryana state. And also its location is very, very reasonable and strategic in the heart of Gurugram. These are all the good things about the university. The MHRD has ranked the NorthCap University as 117 in engineering and between 150 to 200 in the NIRF rankings. And also, always our university has won award in cleanliness and swachhata. Even MHRD has recognized the effort of the university in swachhata by making it the second foremost university in India last year, and here this year we have fifth rank. So these are all the things that makes the NorthCap University. We have very good platforms, and we distinguish ourselves from other university in the sense that we have the tinkering lab to play with the ideas. Whichever the programs is there, we are going to support him to strengthen his own interest. We have a tinkering laboratory. We have an innovation incubation center, and MHRD and Government of India has recognized our university as the IAC Institution Innovation Council member. So that means something, that appreciating our effort in this innovation and incubation activities. We have a unique laboratory, maybe first in India, called as Thought Laboratory, which will be for the resolution of conflict and the emotional peace. We have the Student Activities and Leadership Center, and a NOVIC laboratory supported by ISRO for the betterment of the society. In our university, all the programs, whether it is the School of Management, School of Engineering, or School of Law, has to undergo exposure to minimum one foreign language, which will make them a global citizen. These are all the activities, and to just outline which are the courses we have three faculties in the university: the School of Management, the School of Engineering and Technology, the School of Law, the Department of Applied Sciences, the Center of Language Learning, the School of Professional Attachment, and centers of excellence, like we have the Center of Excellence for the refrigeration, and we have the RDAL, Research Development and Industrial Licensing, and we support the student activities through scholarship, and if the idea is very innovative, it will be sponsored through Vice Chancellor's Innovation Fund. To conclude my offerings, I can say the School of Management is the one who will offer you a different spectrum of programs, and it will make you a holistic individual. Actually, the programs of management cater to the left brain and also the right brain. You have managers there, you have humanity people there, so that they will cater to the left brain and right brain. Right brain is nothing but the creativity and the culture, and the left brain is nothing but the science and technology. So the management school is having the programs catering to both of these, and they are the one who can make you the holistic individuals. Over to my colleague Hemant Trivedi. Thank you, Hemant. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you, Hemant. Over to you.
Yes, sir. I am taking over. Thank you very much, Raghavendra, sir. As I said, it was a very good overview of the entire offering from the university. And I will now request Professor Nalini Deka to take over and tell us something about the liberal arts philosophy that is being followed at the School of Management and the various programs that are offered at the university.
Thank you, Hemantji. Thank you, Dr. Raghavendra.
And she will also want to talk a bit on how a university has to be.
Yes, I think I'll let me first talk about liberal arts philosophy. There are two things to this. Liberal means having the freedom of choice. And secondly, it also means having the capacity, or developing the capacity to discern the choices that one has to make. And in that process, not only choices, you have to also choose in a way that helps you grow, not because someone else has suggested it to you. Keeping in mind your own skill sets, your strengths, as well as your weaknesses. You choose, select, and decide in which program you want to develop, which is the area which energizes you. For what area of learning you have a passion. So these are some of the things which you have to do a little bit of self-introspection as you begin to choose a program within the liberal arts disciplines that we have. The university has launched its liberal arts program in 2019 and has started with two programs, that is in economics and in psychology. Now, you should actually have a choice of doing an honors course or a non-honors course in psychology, but since it has just been launched, we are at this point of time only taking the honors program forward. Subsequently, as more students join, and they also wish to do a program which is a simple program, not an honors program in psychology, but along with another humanities subject, they'll have the choice to do that. I have been informed by the Vice Chancellor and by Dr. Trivedi that they will be bringing in political science and sociology, perhaps, into the liberal arts teaching. So as the number of disciplines grow, your choices increase. Making a choice is yours, providing for you to develop yourself in a choice-based credit system is the facilitation that the university provides you with. The university provides you with a range of subjects which it feels is important to expose the young minds to. You are the ones who are going to be developing the ideologies, the skills, the leadership qualities, which is going to take the country forward in the coming decades. To you, on you lies it lies on your shoulders to take up the challenges that the world is going to throw at you. We already are in a challenging situation. The other aspect of the liberal arts program is that it provides you with an insight into the various liberal ideologies that perhaps have painted the screen of the humanities and social sciences in different colors. We have thinkers, ideologues, experts from different disciplines who are available to you. You don't have to fix yourself. Suppose you take up psychology, it doesn't stop you from knowing something in law or in the constitution, or it doesn't stop you from learning anything in any other subject. Liberal education it allows you a platform which is interdisciplinary. It lends itself to interdisciplinary learning. And here comes, therefore, the capacity to choose correctly. For that purpose, the university also provides you mentoring. It mentors you into certain areas, in directions, keeping in mind your interests. It allows you to develop in all your different facets of your personality, including the side of your music, fine arts, and even towards spirituality. The university USP of this program, launched the liberal arts program, is research. And for that, to that end, it provides laboratories. It provides, as Dr. Raghvendra said, a tinkering lab. I think this is one of the most innovative concepts I've realized in the university, is that this tinkering lab, where you go and think innovatively and come out with something new. As it is, we are being faced with challenges. The government of India is continuously requiring new ideas, new innovative areas where people can come forward and bring in their solutions. And this is the time the young people can put their foot forward in the right direction by making the right choice of their higher education. Thank you. I think I should stop here.
Professor Nalini Deka, it was nice listening to you. I think it was a very, very interesting way in which you put up the philosophy of liberal education and how it adds to the development of the minds of people. And yes, we are getting some very young people on board every year, and they need a lot of support in trying to evolve as human beings and develop personalities which lead to becoming either corporate leaders or maybe entrepreneurs and so on and so forth. And yes, you rightly said that we offer you a choice to exactly become what you want to become by the choice-based credit system. And yes, as a university, Vishwavidhalaya, we should be focusing on research, and that's also a very important part of the existence of a university. And I think you brought this out very well. Well, friends, I will now move forward to the next level of discussion, and that's where I would like to tell you what we are and how we contribute towards your becoming what Professor Raghavendra said, a holistic person. So here we have the photograph of our first international conference in management. We conducted it last year, and the title was Winning in the VUCA World. Professor Raghavendra has very well identified what do we mean by VUCA. And friends, each one of you are fully aware that today's world is more VUCA than any other that humanity has faced so far. So we have started off, I think, with the right kind of understanding of the challenges that my young friends are going to face as they get out into the world, as Professor Raghavendra says, the real world. And that's where I think conducting this kind of events, which Professor Raghavendra was saying as co-curricular and extracurricular activities, I think is a very important part of becoming a corporate leader. So let me start saying something more about what we have at School of Management. Yes, we have a standard BBA program, and then we have now introduced a BBA in digital marketing, and you can also specialize in your BBA program in business analytics. These are two new initiatives from the School of Management, the NorthCap University. Our BCom program is an honors program, and all our undergraduate programs other than BBA are honors programs. So you are able to learn everything that you need to learn in order to become either prepare yourself for chartered accountancy or cost accountancy or company secretarial kind of programs. And then we have BA honors in economics, which again gives you a wide variety of learning opportunities. And then you have a BA honors in psychology. Professor Nalini Deka heads that department. So these are the programs at the undergraduate level. And then at the PG level, the postgraduate level, we have a standard MBA program. And we have introduced the MBA in business analytics from this year onwards. These are the programs as we normally talk about, but then we also have a PhD in management. So any postgraduate who would like to pursue a doctoral program in research, we also have a very robust PhD program. And I'm proud to say that almost 90% of my faculty colleagues are all PhDs from leading institutions of the country and abroad, right? So this is a very brief introduction of School of Management. Now let's move on to the title of the day's discussion. So the key pointers for the discussion today are the curriculum design through corporate support. I will elaborate upon that in the next slide. The skill sets required by industry as defined by the World Economic Forum, which I have taken as the base for today's discussion. And then, of course, how NCU helps in inculcating the skills required by the industry. And then, of course, that is borrowing from what Professor Raghavendra said, and then borrowing from what Professor Deka said, research-based learning with illustrative resolution of real-life challenges. This is also how you will learn how we do it at the NorthCap University. And then, of course, a blend of workshops, seminars, conferences, etc. They define the co-curricular learning that you get at the School of Management. And of course, we have events and activities and societies and clubs that we have for an eclectic development of you as a holistic person. And then, of course, we offer you exposure to the authentic working environment through our internship programs, industrial visits, and live projects that my faculty will offer you as a part of various courses that you are doing. And also, in your final year, you will be doing a major project of research focused on an industry or a sector, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, the final leap into the corporate world or the real world. So these are some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's start off with the first one, how I claim that my curriculum is designed through corporate support. The first thing is our faculty members, they develop the courses, their course structures, their course templates, and everything, which is first of all presented at the Board of Studies, which is a body where we have industrial experts and senior academicians who help us go through each and everything that is written in the syllabus so that the syllabus is exactly as per the needs of the industry today and contains all the latest developments, most contemporary syllabus that we need to offer to our students. That is the first stage. And the second stage, whatever is granted by the Board of Studies, whatever is passed through the Board of Studies, then goes to a senior body, and that is Academic Council, where again we have senior people making the panel of industries and academicians. Here again, whatever is offered through the Board of Studies is scrutinized, and expert opinion is offered by those experts, and any refinement that needs to be done is conducted at this stage. And then our Board of Management will then finally approve the syllabus and the curriculum. So this is how I claim that my curriculum is the most contemporary and it is designed through the support of the corporate, right? So let's move to the next level, and that is skills required by the industry. I retrieved this from the World Economic Forum report, and it says that there are three major areas in which people need to be focused. One is character qualities, other is foundation literacies, and the third is the various competencies that the person should have. These three consist of the 16 skills that we need to have, and then of course there has to be an absolute awareness of the global current trends. So along with these three foundational skill sets and the current global awareness, we say that the School of Management offers the opportunity for all of this. So let us look at the different skill sets as defined by the World Economic Forum, right? So here you are. There are the 16 sets that you need to be aware of. And that is where we usually talk about the foundational literacies, which include the literacy, that is your language. Then it includes numeracy, that is your mathematics and higher maths. And then, of course, scientific literacy. Here we are not talking about the pure sciences or engineering sciences only, but we are talking about a scientific approach to anything that you do. And then, of course, the ICT literacy. Needless to say, we have already moved very much into the ICT era, and any candidate for the 21st century will have to have very high levels of ITC skill. And then, of course, we have financial literacy. Any graduate in the country needs to have a basic understanding of how to manage finances. There are a lot of opportunities that people have today, and if you are able to take care of those opportunities, you are able to live a very, very healthy life. But if you're not able to manage your finances properly, the coffee day kind of things happen, and that's not at all healthy. Not healthy for the society, not healthy for the family, not healthy for the economy. And therefore, financial literacy becomes a very, very important part of any graduate who is looking at a good job opportunity. And finally, we are talking about cultural and civic literacy. Civil society would suffer if people were not able to respect the culture and the norm of others in the society. And that is where it is very necessary that this become the foundational literacies as defined by the World Economic Forum. And then we have the competencies that we talk about. There are 4 of them identified. So there is critical thinking that you have to be capable of, because any issue that you come across, you have to be able to critically evaluate it and understand it in the right context. With this kind of an understanding, you have to have creativity to be able to think beyond the normal and think of the new normal that we nowadays keep talking about. So in everything that you do, everything that you come across, you have to use your creativity, and you have to come out with very, very innovative ideas and solutions to day-to-day problems. After that comes the next, and that is the communication. Today's world is based on effective and efficient communications. All of you are very much aware of how you communicate on your mobiles, the various kinds of chat that you do, and WhatsApp is one of the biggest possible chat options that you have today. And so many kinds of short forms have been created. I go mad sometimes when I look at my children's chats and I don't understand half of it. And that's where the communications part comes in, right? And finally, the competency that you need to have is that of collaboration. You have to learn how to collaborate, because today's world is so complex that individuals cannot successfully navigate through the challenges and problems of today's world, and therefore you have to create teams. You have to learn how to collaborate with people and take people along with you if you really want to solve complex problems of today. These are the competencies that you will need. And then finally, you have about 7 character qualities that you also need to have. One of the most important one being curiosity. You have to have a very high level of curiosity if you really want to make difference to the world you are living in. And then, of course, initiative. A lot of curiosity without any initiative will not lead you anywhere, and therefore you have to initiate action. And if you don't have the initiative, you will never be able to initiate action, and therefore whatever knowledge you have, whatever abilities you have, unless and until you take the initiative, you will not be able to move forward. And just starting off is not enough. Persistence, grit is another very important character quality that is going to be required. You just don't have to start off. We hear of a lot of startups. Lots of people start a lot of new things and then they do not have the grit, they do not have the persistence, and therefore what all they have started off ultimately peters off, and there is nothing that you achieve out of it as the day goes by. And then, of course, adaptability. As you evolve in the industry or as you evolve in the larger world, you will come across a wide variety of things, and you will have to learn how to adapt to new situations, to new colleagues, to new environments. All this you have to do, and therefore you have to have a very high level of adaptability built into your character. And then, of course, each one has to learn how to lead, because you will be put across various kinds of situations where you will have to take a leadership role. You will have to put down your foot and say that, okay, this is how we need to be moving forward. And that is where the leadership characteristics as a part of your quality will be very, very important and relevant. And finally, of course, social and cultural awareness. This because we are living in a globalized world. The ancient Indian philosophy has been that of Vasudeva, and the globalization has proved that the world is actually a very small place. The world is actually a village. And that is where if you do not have the social and cultural awareness and the willingness to be able to accept the other's way of living, it's going to become a very, very difficult world to live in. And that is where even this as a character quality becomes a very, very important aspect of life. So this, as I told you, are the 16 skills as defined by the World Economic Forum that are going to be essential for the 21st century employee. Now, how does NorthCap University help you achieve this? They help you inculcate skills required by the industry through the following. For example, we facilitate vocation analysis. What do you mean by vocation? Vocation is any kind of functionality that you decide you will want to take up as you move into the life and you grow into the society. So you are supposed to be able to pick up the right kind of a vocation which you will be able to thrive in, which you will be able to enjoy. And that is where my faculty, as mentors to each and every student of the School of Management, they help you analyze your situation, your personality, opportunities in the market, and all of these aspects. They help you analyze and lead you towards selecting the most suitable vocation for you as an individual. The next is providing a prospect to interact with industry personnel. Through various channels and through various initiatives at School of Management, we provide you the opportunities to interact with the industry people. For example, we invite them for expert lectures. We invite them for visiting faculty lectures. And we also take our students for industrial visits. And of course, we have the internships for the undergraduate program after the second year, and for the postgraduate program after the first year, we have the industry internships, right? And that is where you are also exposed to the industrial environment and the work culture. So the internships are very, very important for this kind of an exposure of the industrial environment and the culture of work in the industry. And we also help you in your overall career development. I would like to say that the NorthCap University has an independent organization within the organization called the School of Professional Attachment. And the total responsibility of the School of Professional Attachment is to help students select the right kind of career and prepare themselves best for achieving great results in those careers. And that is how at the School of Management you will have all the support to develop a very, very good career in your life. And then, of course, conducting workshops on latest models, theories, and software usage for quick upgradation of the students. You come with a lot of learning from your school, but that's not enough for the industry. And therefore, there has to be a large amount of upgradation in your skills, in your techniques, in your knowledge. All of this happens through various kinds of workshops where we talk about the models and theories and concepts, and also help you understand the various softwares so that you are able to directly go into the industry and start working the way the industry would want you to work. And then, of course, updation of information regarding the latest requirements in the industries built in the curriculum. Every curriculum at the School of Management has built-in programs for bringing in the latest developments in the industries and the commercial world. So it is this set of things that we claim helps inculcate the skills required by the industry. Now let's focus on a little bit more of that. For example, industrial engagement. What are the various ways in which you can do it and what all happens? For example, industrial environment is something that you need to understand. For example, I don't know how many of you may be knowing how cheese is produced. How many of you know how chocolates are produced? And therefore, if you go and visit the industries, you are then able to make out how this kind of thing could possibly be happening on large scale. At home, yes, your mother must be making all of these things, but when it starts happening in huge quantities and in multiples of tons, it is a very, very different process. And unless and until you actually go and visit those places, for example, at Gurugram, you have Maruti Udyog Limited. So if you visit the Maruti Udyog Limited, you realize how a car is assembled, how a car is put together, how the various components of the car are manufactured at different places in different facilities, and they are brought to the assembly line. What a typical automobile assembly line is all about. All of these things you can learn. This is what is the industrial environment that we talk about. Then we talk about the latest model. Now here I'm not talking about the models of cars. I'm talking about business models. We help you interact with people who have initiated new ideas in ventures, new kinds of businesses that they have developed. I'm sure all of you people have heard about Uber and Ola, and these are all business models. Similarly, large number of new business models are emerging on a day-to-day basis, and at the School of Management, we expose you to the latest business models that are evolving in the market. And then, of course, latest software applications. We try to bring in information and knowledge regarding the variety of softwares which are used by the industry, which are used in various fields of the industry. There are softwares for customer relationship management in marketing. There are softwares in financial management. There are softwares in human resource management. And then there are softwares for operations management also. A wide variety of softwares are helping the industries do things much faster than what they used to do in the past. So we try to expose you to different kinds of softwares also. And then, of course, we offer you apprenticeship training and industrial visits to expose you to all of these things. And then there is quantitative analysis that you need to be able to learn. Number crunching is the most important part of a management career or a business career or an industrial career. I'm sure Professor Nalini Deka will tell me that yes, in psychology also there is a lot of research that keeps on happening, and you have to be able to work with your numbers. And if you're able to understand numbers very well, if you're able to do quantitative analysis, you will be able to understand phenomena as they happen much better than what you will be able to understand without that number crunching. Right? So these are some of the aspects of industrial engagement that I would like to talk about. And then, of course, these are some of my students on various kinds of industrial visits. You will be a part of this if you join the School of Management. I will not talk much about this, and let's move on to the next. So, research-based learning is what we talked about. Professor Raghavendra told you about the tinkering lab. He also mentioned about the incubation center. He also talked about the VC Innovation Fund, where money is available for the students and the faculty members to work on research projects, where we try to develop the skills of competency, critical thinking, scientific literacy, and numeracy. And then, of course, after the first year of the undergraduate program, you are involved in minor projects where you try to understand the industry sectors or a variety of industries from the various perspectives of management. And if you are in commerce, from the various perspectives of how to manage accounts and finances, right? And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, there are these major projects which are also research-based projects which every final year student has to do. And then, of course, we also help you learn your creative writing skills. Professor Deka talked about the liberal education, and as a part of liberal education, you learn a lot of things about how you can go ahead and develop excellent writing skills, because being able to write very good things is very, very important, right? And then we move on to the next, and that is research areas. What are the different kinds of areas of research? Here again, scientific literacy and curiosity is what we try to develop. So on the left hand side, you have the various areas. For example, people would study consumer behavior, people would study traffic congestion, people would study mutual funds and GDP from finance, or foreign direct investment and gross domestic production, GDP, or people may want to talk about sales promotions. Or yes, people also try to focus on animal cruelty and then consumer behavior. So many things that you can learn and research about which help enhance your employability. There are so many kinds of jobs available in the market. It's all your choice, as Professor Deka talked about when he was talking about the choice-based credit system. It is up to you to decide what kind of learning you want to have, what kind of research development you want to do, so that you can go and get into a particular kind of a job. And that is where we come to the next side. On the right hand side, for example, you have MSMEs, micro, small, and medium scale enterprises, right? There is a lot of research work that keeps on happening to support the micro industries, the small industries, and medium sized industries. They, each one of them have their own problems and challenges. A lot of research work is going. A lot of research work is going on in all of these sectors to help them understand their problems and come out with plausible solutions. And then, of course, a lot of research work is also being done in terms of ethics, because today's world requires absolute ethical behavior. And then, of course, we are fully aware of the economic disparities. What we need to understand is the reasons for the disparity and how to nullify those reasons so that economic disparity can be reduced as far as possible. And then, of course, there is a huge domain of microfinancing. I'm sure some of you people know how a person from Bangladesh was able to develop the first major microfinance organization. And from there began the journey of microfinancing. A lot of research work is being done in terms of why the need for microfinancing, how very, very small enterprises can contribute to the economy in a very big way when we take all of them cumulative and put them all together. And then, of course, business analytics, which is, as I told you, a domain of BBA as well as MBA this year. A lot of analytics is nowadays going on in order to understand a wide variety of things in terms of the industry. And then, of course, a small thing like queuing theory, it's a very big thing actually. But when we're talking about business analytics and microfinance and MSMEs, queuing theory is only one concept of operations management. I have put it here to be able to tell you that while we talk about very big things, we also focus on the smallest aspect of research that can possibly happen. And that is how we develop the scientific literacy and curiosity amongst our students, right? Moving on to the next, and that is incubation center that Sir talked about. Here we try to explain to you the skills of adaptability, curiosity, and persistence. At the incubation center, you are provided the opportunity to explore your idea and take it to the next level. Anshul, I'll need your support. I think the PPT has gone off. Will you please help me with the PPT again? Yeah, thank you so much.
Back on.
So as I was, not a problem. So I was telling you about the incubation center at the NorthCap University. We have an incubation center which allows students and faculty to inculcate innovation, innovative ideas, and try and create the most innovative concepts of doing things. It could be a business idea. It could be a simple thing like how to change a particular aspect of doing something so that the ergonomics can change, the economics can change, the economics of efforts can change. Any aspect of that. It's at the incubation center that you keep on doing experimentation and you learn a lot of things. And that is where, if you come up with a good business idea, we promote you right up to scaling it to a commercial business enterprise. That's the role of the incubation center. Moving forward, co-curricular learning. Professor Raghavendra talked about it. We have seminars, workshops, conferences, and a variety of things which help develop your ICT literacy, financial literacy, cultural and civic literacy, initiative, collaboration, and leadership. Why and how? ICT literacy and financial literacy, because all these events are usually student driven, and it is the students who do all the planning. It is the students who try to decide what will be the kind of cost that will be incurred if you want to do a seminar or if you want to do a conference. And we also try to help the students understand where all can money come from, how all can it be deployed, how all can it be used. So financial literacy is also taught. And then you interact with a lot of people, and thereby you learn the cultural and civic literacy. You are able to understand the behaviors that you will need to manifest in order to be able to get a positive response from whoever you are talking to. And then, of course, you have to have the initiative. If you don't have an initiative, you cannot move with any seminar, workshop, or conference ideas. And that is where initiative is also a very important characteristic that we help build into our students. Collaboration, as I told you a while ago, no activity today can happen as a single person. You have to come together, and it is the collaborative spirit which will help you develop the best possible skills of performance. And all of this, when you're collaborating with people, it can't happen unless you have leadership skills. Now, when I say leadership, it doesn't mean walking forward and walking at the front. Leadership is the ability to take people along with you. It is not that I'm going this way, all of you follow me. Right? It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Leadership, a true leader, takes all his team along with him, and he moves forward, and he takes everybody forward to a higher level of performance. And that's what I mean when I say leadership. So it is this kind of thing that we help students inculcate through co-curricular learning at the School of Management, NorthCap University. At the next level, here are some of the photographs. These are again live photographs of some of the events that are conducted at the School of Management, at the NorthCap University, and so on and so forth. Right? Okay. Moving forward, I'll take you to societies and clubs for eclectic development I had mentioned to you about. A person has to evolve in a variety of ways. And that is where we have the economic collective, students of economics, and others combine together and create events and programs to understand economics as a discipline of study. We have the Synergy Club, where we try to bring together the energies of people and achieve higher level of performances in a variety of activities that people do. We are also looking at a finance club who will bring about events in the domain of finance, in the discipline of finance, a variety of ways whereby you will be able to learn different aspects of managing funds and finance. And then we have the Exuberance Club, which helps you with a lot of exuberance to be able to bring up new ideas, new ways of doing things, and display them to the world. And then finally, we also have the Social Service Club, which helps you understand the challenges and problems that people face in the society and how you can contribute to making life easier for the people. That's the core at the Social Service Club. So this helps you in again developing initiative, adaptability, social and cultural awareness, and leadership, right? And then moving ahead, we have one sec. Yep. These are some of the examples of how different student bodies have participated in different kinds of events and helped in the various ways. So here we are talking about the exposure to authentic working environment by interacting with industry professionals, engaging in debates and dialogues, having people come and deliver expert talks, or by visiting industries, you are able to develop critical thinking and problem solving skills. You are able to learn collaborative activities. Your curiosity will be enhanced. And of course, your financial literacy will also be taken to the next level, right? So this is where we offer you an exposure to the authentic work environment of the world, right? And then, as I said earlier, yes, let me check back. I'm not missing out on anything. Yes, this therefore is the final leap into the corporate world. Some of the names of the industries who employ from us. Here is a panel of experts from the industry. These are the kind of people who take away our students from us. They take away our students for building their careers, and we also get senior management people to come and deliver talks to our students, right? Which helps develop the foundation literacies in terms and also the competencies. I'm sorry, uh, various competencies that we talk about. I'm sorry, once again, I'll manage. Yeah, sorry. Mm. So here we are. The competencies, character qualities, and of course the current global trends. It is the experts from the industry, it is the senior management people from the industry who come and tell you people what are the challenges that they are facing, right? So this, my friends, is in totality how the School of Management, through various programs that it offers and the various activities that the students undertake with huge support from the faculty members in order to develop themselves, in order to develop the 16 skills and contemporary awareness of the world, as Professor Raghavendra had said, the real world. And to add to all of this, we have the liberal arts philosophy supporting us to help you develop various kinds of foundation literacy and character qualities, right? So this was my way of looking at how the School of Management will help you become a holistic person. With this, thank you very much. And I now invite question answers from participants. Anybody would like to ask whatever, we are here to answer your questions. Your questions can be to all three of us, or questions could be specific to an individual. My colleagues have been answering some of the questions on the chat also, but let me answer. For example, somebody wants to know, is there a cutoff percentage for management course? Well, the management admission process starts with minimum 50% at your 12th standard, 10th standard, and then of course we have our own written exam that we do, where we want to understand how good you are at your thought processes and how good you are at expressing yourself, right? So we take a very small test, and we also have a personal interview where we try to understand whether you know what you are talking about, whether you know, whether you learn what all you needed to learn. And so all of this put together will give you a probable admission to the School of Management, any of the programs. The cutoff, as I said, is minimum. Another question is applied science course with PCM. Well, I'm not the right person to be able to answer it, but yes, we have a department of applied sciences where we are offering basic courses on science. BBFE is extempore, I will not be able to tell you, but yes, we have already on the website, right? And my colleague will be answering that question on the chat.
What is the question?
Sir, the one question is about the science, applied science.
No, please read the question. Read the question.
No,
why I'm not getting that question now here?
It is in the chat, sir. It is applied science course with PCM. That's all. That's what it says. Nothing else. So we have BSc.
Student can apply for management course.
Sorry,
okay. Can I answer? There are few questions here.
Of course, of course.
Please. PCM student can apply for management after 12th. The answer is yes. PCM student can apply for the management, School of Management courses, and the clear eligibility is mentioned in the website. He has got an opportunity, he can apply.
Got it.
Then the other question is, can bachelor degree and diploma course be done together? The question is not very clear. A full-time diploma and a full-time bachelor degree, if he is talking about a full-time bachelor degree and a full-time diploma, as on today it is not possible. As on today it is not possible. I don't know, the people are considering such things, but as on today it is not possible. 2 full-time courses at a time. So we have the restriction from the regulatory body. However, in the due course of time, maybe in another 1 or 2 years, it may be possible. I don't deny, but right now it is not possible. 2 full-time courses at a time. The next one is the BBA in marketing is better option after 12th or BBA in HR. I think Hemant Trivedi should take it up.
Yes, sir. I am a professor of marketing all my life. 30 years I've been teaching marketing, and therefore, of course, for me, marketing is the best. But no, let's not get into that. It all depends on your aptitude. It all depends on your liking, right? Because in marketing, you have to be able to talk to a lot of people about a lot of things in terms of your product characteristics, in terms of what all the product can do for you. You have to understand the needs, the wants, and the demand of people. And if you are able to understand the need of the person, you have to be able to explain to the person how that need will be satisfied by the product that you are offering or the service that you are offering. That is what you keep on doing in marketing. While in HR, it's a very different ball game altogether. If you're doing your human resource management, you have to be able to understand the legalities involved in it. You have to understand the needs of the employees. See, the need of an employee is different from the need of a customer. You have to be able to understand that. And here you are trying to understand, as an HR person, what does an employee require to motivate him to be able to do better work, to be able to put more output. You have to motivate them for the best possible output, and therefore you have to learn motivation, right? And that is how they are very, very different things, and it's up to you to decide. It's up to your aptitude and your understanding that, and that is what I meant when I said that at School of Management, my colleagues will help you decide on a proper career choice. So once you are here, once you go through the first year, which is the foundation course, you will be guided into deciding on which kind of a discipline would you like to go for. And that is what Professor Deka elaborated when she talked about the choice-based credit system. Here at School of Management, you are able to pick and choose the right kind of combinations of courses in your BBA or any other program and decide as to which kind of a career you will want to follow. And therefore, whether marketing or HR, or maybe HR in marketing. For example, there are a lot of salespeople in marketing, and all of those salespeople need a lot of training, rigorous training, regular training. So you, as an HR person in training and development, may want to focus on sales training. So that kind of a combination also becomes possible. I hope I have been able to answer the question, Rukaya.
There is another phase. Okay.
Well,
okay, I think it is answered. What is the BBA fees? People have answered.
yes, I had requested my colleague to answer it. Yeah.
I think all the questions
Okay.
are answered.
Any other question, please? Let me ask a question. Do we have any questions? I'm sure nobody's going to answer this in the chat. But yes, I believe that we don't see more questions coming up. Right? Anshul, do you think we should close it at this? Okay, here we have.
You have applied science course with PCM, Himanshi Singh. No.
Have somebody. Do candidates have to apply for JEE mains?
Is there a cutoff percentage for management course?
No, we have Pushpinder who is asking about.
Yeah.
Ma'am, that I already answered, ma'am. हितांशी का
Cutoff
क्वेश्चन
का।
मैंने ऑलरेडी आंसर कर दिया. हाँ, कट ऑफ वाला 50% मिनिमम होना चाहिए. बाकी हमारा इंटरनल जो इवैल्यूएशन होता है, right? But here is somebody who talk about, sir, would you like to answer this BTech admissions का question?
No, yes. That do candidates have to apply for JEE mains, SAT or IB exams for admission in BTech CSE, correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, for all BTech programs, not only in computer science and engineering, they have to have a JEE and also the 12th standard score. Our merit list will be on the JEE and 12th standard score. However, say in one branch some seats are remaining. At the end of all our merited candidates, there will be a merit list, and after that they may get a chance. University, if they apply, university will be having their list, and they will try to be there if there is any vacancy after filling up for all merit. But JEE is a must because it takes. But for the students who are from outside, say NRI and other people, then JEE is not compulsory. They can go for this SAT, IB, and other things. But for local students, Indian students, JEE is compulsory.
Uh, Sir, there is
Right.
one question one boy has asked, Rahul Joshi. He says, is it right that jobs related to finance would be taken over by artificial intelligence and machine learning?
By
This is Rahul Joshi.
where is that question?
Well,
didn't get the
go
full
down,
question.
scroll down.
So it is in
No,
the
I'm
answered
going up and
section.
down. I don't have that question. Anyway.
So
Sorry.
it is in the answered section at the very bottom. PC ma'am
Oh,
already
answered.
answered it, but I think it would be better if you can shed some light on it in
How
detail.
is it? Yeah, I think I got it. Is it right that jobs related to finance would be taken over by artificial intelligence and machine learning? There are certain routine activities that are being performed today, and they definitely are being taken over. I'll give you a very simplistic example with ATMs. Right? The ATMs have actually taken over the jobs of tellers. People used to sit behind windows and collect cash and give back cash to the customer. Now today that is happening through the ATMs, right? So it is those kinds of routine activities, jobs which will be taken over by artificial intelligence and machine learning. But friends, I need to be able to tell you that there are decisions that need to be taken, and all decisions cannot be taken by artificial intelligence or machine learning, right? The human nature requires certain ways of interaction, and that's very, very difficult by AI or ML, right? So yes, there will be a lot of jobs which will be taken over by AI and ML, but not all jobs. There will always remain a variety of jobs which will require a true human interface. That will apply to all fields, may it be finance, marketing, HR, or even production.
See,
A lot of automation. Yes, sir, please.
see, what I presume is, of course, they are talking about today's jobs. Some of the jobs might be taken over by AI, but the job role itself will change. So the future job may not be the same thing. So always the jobs will be there in the discipline, because jobs will also go on changing, and you may get a different, all type of different job in finance later. Today we are talking about the Paytm and other things for doing routine jobs, but finance people may get some different jobs actually. Altogether, the role of finance may change, and it has happened in most of the disciplines. It may happen the finance also. So always there is a scope. Since the jobs are changing, the dimension is changing. Technology, whatever, not only it is not limited to finance, any discipline, it will go on adopting future.
Very rightly said, sir. New jobs will emerge. Okay.
Absolutely. I think there'll be many more jobs for human beings, more suitable. I don't think that the role of human beings is ever going to reduce.
Okay, so we have
That
a question.
the lower level jobs, definitely you will have artificial intelligence providing you with a robo who can cook, perhaps, or carry dishes. That will be
Yeah,
perhaps an area,
correct, correct.
but not in where decisions with regard to training of other people and finance decisions will have to be taken, not just on the basis of um, what comes out from the output of the machines, of the computers. Decision making always lies with the human beings.
Yes, very right.
What to do with the data?
Yeah. Okay. We have one more question. Are there any placements for economics honors course? Well, friend, there will be placements when the time comes. As of now, we have just completed the first year. My students of economics are going to enter into the second year. And after the second year, they will be going in for their internships, which of course all our students do. And then after the third year, definitely we will be focusing on getting them very good placements, very
Is there any more questions?
I think there is one question. What position can a graduate in economics get in the company?
I don't know why it's.
Um,
Ma'am, if there are no further questions, I think we should conclude the webinar.
Yes, yes.
yes, I think so.
Okay. Thank you. To wrap up the session, thank you, the participants who I think wonderful questions were there. I thank my colleagues and also the team Collegedunia and the people of NCU also who work for this
okay.
particular. Thank all of
What kind of position can a graduate in economics get in the company? If you are talking about a company, then there are a variety of positions that you can get in terms of analytics, economic analysis. For example, when a company decides on a price of a product, they want to understand a lot of things about the needs and wants of the people. And the needs and wants of the people are driven by economic or principles of economics. And you have to contribute through live research, action research, and try and find out as to what will be the people willing to pay for a particular kind of a product or service. It begins from here. And then you also have to try and understand what can be the variety of ways in which you can source funding for your business, for your industry, right? How the economy is evolving and moving. If you're able to decide on those things, and if you are able to guide the management in taking the right kind of decisions, I'm sure you will be able to help the company prosper much faster and much better than what it would be able to do without this kind of understanding. So you get junior level jobs in the finance and accounts department and marketing department. You do a lot of research work and try to understand the way in which business can happen. Right, Pushpinder?
Pushpinder is from
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
As all the questions have been answered, I think we should conclude the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you all.
Thank you, Professor Raghavendra. Thank you, Professor Nalini Deka. It was nice having you with us on this webinar. To all the audience also who've been listening to this. And thank you to Collegedunia for helping us talk to our potential students. Thank you so much.
Thank
Signing
you.
off, Eminent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.